Hi, in today's video, I'm actually going to answer the question of your fear of being alone and how to overcome the fear of being alone, especially if you're 40 and you still haven't attracted the relationship that you think will last. So where does the fear of being alone come from? And what's the difference between the fear of being alone and the fear of being lonely, and how to overcome those two very important states? The first thing that is really relevant to this is that if you're afraid of being alone, it's a very natural, instinctive fear of being alone, because we are social beings and we thrive when we have a supportive, loving network around us. And having isolated yourself, whether it's a current situation or whether it's an ongoing thing or whether it's been progressive, being alone and isolating from social interactions or anything too intimate is a sign that you're trying to protect yourself, that you're in survival mode. This is very different to enjoying having some time to yourself, where you enjoy activities that you love to do for yourself. You want to read, you want to have a bath, you want to listen to music, you like journaling and reflecting and meditating. These are absolutely wonderful and very fulfilling activities which are good for you. And I think it's important to have that for yourself, where you have a good relationship with yourself. And that's actually the point. When you don't have a good relationship with yourself, when you're not in your body, when you're not feeling good within yourself, and you keep abandoning your needs, your requirements, your preferences, either in favor of someone else or because you're in survival mode, that's what triggers the loneliness and fear of being alone. The other part of this is that when you have enough friends to interact with and you don't have a relationship that lasts, there's a part of you that hasn't healed, unless it is a choice to be single and you actually do want a relationship and you're heading into your 40s, you have everything you want in your life. You've got your career, you've got your business, you've got friends, you've got a supportive family around you, except the relationship isn't happening. And the more you meet people and you date people, either they don't turn out to be the right person or you just don't know how to pick the right person. So the reason for this video and the question that I'm answering is that at some point in your early childhood, you learned either that that wasn't available to you, or that it was inconsistent, or that it was not possible for you to rely on others to be there for you, and you had to rely on yourself. You had to decide that my needs aren't going to get met here, that people around you were either abusive or neglectful, and your brain decided that I can only rely on myself. Although when that happens, you also abandon parts of yourself throughout your life. The abandoned parts, the parts that you've left behind in situations where there's been some kind of trauma, some kind of neglect, some kind of maltreatment, and even worse types of abuse where it wasn't safe to be in your body, that's when you abandon yourself. There's a split between who you are and who you want to be, and the person that you think you should be to survive. Those parts are not whole and complete, and they signal in the future that other people aren't safe to get close to, that the people that you keep you seem to attract the ones that are familiar. And I've spoken in another part of these videos about why you keep attracting the wrong person. But this is more about the loneliness, the sense of fear of being alone, because there's nothing certain about your future when it comes to relationships long term. There's been a lot of studies, and there's two very, very important ones that signal longevity, health, well-being, mental and physical well-being for people who are in warm, loving, supportive relationships and who have a partner that allows them to feel safe, secure, loved, and supported. So there's a very important reason to be able to attract and be with a relationship that makes you feel like that, and where you feel safe, supported, loved, long term, without the fear of another breakup, without the fear of having to go through another divorce or even the first divorce. It all starts with how you feel about yourself and how you have resolved the parts of you that have been left behind. Many women who have this issue are very good at their job, very good at their careers. They're identified with their job and their careers, and they've created for themselves the castle, the armor, the structure that allows them to feel very much in charge of their life. They've identified with being very empowered and very effective in their life. They attract men possibly that are bore them very quickly. These men are not really up to the standard that they would like, but they are the safe ones that they attract. They ultimately lose respect for them, dominate them, and they get bored and leave them behind. And this individual is left with spending weekends and evenings alone, because they're fed up with being out and about clubbing, and they would like someone long term, except the people they keep choosing are not the right ones. So the fear of being alone or ending up, in a house with cats or pets in the country for the rest of their lives becomes a very real, looming future possibility, because each relationship that they get into, each relationship is wrong, each relationship ends up being the same. So the first thing and most important thing is to feel connected to yourself, to feel integrated in yourself, to feel comfortable in who you are, and to actually love who you're being in your life, emotionally connected, capable of self-soothing, capable of being able to speak up for your needs, know what your needs are, and how to fulfill them. And when you're able to do that, then you're also able to be taking your time when you meet people, be able to qualify them, be able to ask the right questions, and not jump in. And the jumping in is usually a sign of trying to replace or fulfill something in you that's missing, trying to being desperate about having someone and being very anxious or fearful. And the other side of it is being afraid of commitment, being afraid of being engulfed and then feeling trapped. These are all signs of issues that have come from a very long time ago with an environment where your needs are not being met as a child, and therefore the safety or survival strategies have come about of how to survive on your own. And that comes with the collateral damage or the looming thought of, well, if I'm always alone, I'll be alone for the rest of my life if I can't change this. And that's where feeling that fear of being alone in the future comes in. You can resolve it. You can learn how to start being there for yourself first, and to get to know yourself, what you love, who you are, what the preferences are, what gives you joy, what can you enjoy, and feeling safe in your body, safe in your mind, able to nurture and self-soothe without going into addictions, food, alcohol, spending. These are all potential ways of self-soothing which are not good for you. So that's all for today. I hope that helps, and have a look at some of the other videos. The fear of being alone is not necessary once you've done the work, once you've resolved those other issues. Bye for now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.